uneventfully enough, and then the Aggies couldn't get out of their own way in the top of the fourth, gave up 10 runs. Pitch breaking ball grounded left side, backhanding in the hole. Jackson Undahl, long throw to Solson. Nice play. Diane called it short. There's 6-3. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Dex Obdam. And of course, Dex Obdam appearing here for the first time since he gave us all a scare at the State Legion tournament this summer. But I'm told he's doing just fine now. He played football in the fall. A pitch on the way to the left-handed Obdam. It's in there to threat nothing woman. Dex was standing right in the batter's box. He was in when he went down. The 0-1 pitch on the way. That curves inside. They won't look down now. Obdam screwed up a little bit. He's now the starting catcher. He won the starting catcher job on the Legion team last year. Pitch missed outside. He down 2 balls in 1 strike. Obdam waiting. Kieran Sullivan very shallow and right. The 2-1 pitch from Carlson. That spins inside and low. The count 3-1. 2 out, nobody on here in the Thompson first. Yes, underway. Carlson looking in, kicks, and the 3-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside, low ball floor. Obdam taking off the shin guards, trots down to first base. Well, that brings up Caden Moylan. Pitcher, and now we got a courtesy runner coming in for Obdam. And the courtesy runner is R.J. Anderson, number 12. 0-1-4. 0-1. Caden Moylan, left-handed batter here against Wyatt Carlson. Another open stance in that left-hand batter's box. And pitch. In there. Right? We got nothing in 1. Couple of folks out on Aggie Ridge bundled up there. Pitch missed away. That kind of 1-1. Would be a very day at all if not this way. But how many times have we said that here in North Dakota? 1-1 to Caden Moylan. Yeah, 2-1. Ellison struggling just a little bit. Got the first 2 outs. He's thrown 14 pitches, but only 6 for strikes. I had set at the belt. There's the pitch. Third ball swinging. It's beautiful pitch straight up. Ellison going way out in front. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nodding in. Carlson. Set pitch. Breaking ball swung on, bounded past Carlson to second base. Around you don't get one left. Bottom of the first, it is Tommies nothing. And the Aggies coming up on the Goodson O'Brien scoreboard. High school baseball from Park River. Next go FM. And back here in North Star Co-op Field in Park River, very breezy Park River. We head to the bottom of the first. Jack Sundal, Jake Solson, and Tucker Umdahl to face the lefty Caden Woodland. And leading it off, it is Jack Sundal, the right-handed batter. Looking from the windup. Pitch on the way, missed outside. 1 ball, no strike. No score here on the bottom of the first. We'll run around the Thompson defense here as time allows. And 1-0. Nine tight, 2 balls and no strikes. Matt Michelson left, Jeremy Tyson center, Grady Hurston right. Rolling around the infield here after the 2-0 pitch, which dies in over the inside corner. The count 11-2. Gavin Oster at third, Eli Gamble at short, Joe Taylor at second, Eli Schumacher at first. Dex Hodgson catching Caden Woodland, whose fastball gets right down the middle for straight 2. We count 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jack Sundal. Oster back a bit at third, near the line. 2-2 coming, and that swung on and popped up. Foul wide of third. Now it's coming back to the line. It drops right ahead. Thought the wind would blow that foul. It did not, and Jack Sundal is on with a leadoff single. That brings up Jake Solson. Throws left-handed back to Whitey. Solson playing first today. And pitch. Just inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Carlson. Pitch. Swung on, ripped down the left field line, but it hooks foul. Count 1-1. Solson got all of that. Just drove it down in the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Woodland actually got that baseball back. Solson waits. Jack Sundal away from first. Schumacher holding him on. Pitch. Just inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Middle infield for the Tommies at double play death. Again with the shorts. And David at second. Woodland's going first this time. Comes all back safely. 2-1 to Solson. Goes Umdahl, pitch away. Ogden's throw is close, but not in time. 3-1 and a stolen base for Jack Umdahl. Jack's got a great jump there, and Ogden made a good throw. If it was any lower, he might have had him. Pitch. Swung on, popped up. Wide of third, coming over for a look is Oster, and you can't find it in the wind. It drops foul. So the count 3-2. Gets up into the atmosphere, and the wind is going to play havoc with it, and it did right there. Jake Solson standing in here, 3-2 to count. Jack Sundal away from first. Woodland set. Get out pitch. Low ball 4. Low Ogden coming out to talk with Loyland. 2 on, nobody out for the Aggies in the bottom of the first. And Tucker Umdahl standing in, had a couple of hits. Actually, the Aggies had 2 hits yesterday, both by Solson. Batting in is Loyland. Second to pitch. Swung on, hit sharply down the left field line, fouled again. Nothing in 1 account. Looks in, Umdahl Jackson away from second. Still away from first. Pitch swung on, and that's fouled at the plate. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schumacher was playing in at first. He moved back in behind Jake Solsing. Now, nothing to the count. See, tougher on back. Okay, swung on and it's popped up on the infield. Joe Taylor cannot come up with it. And the infield fly rule was called, so Humble is out. Actually, that would be a pop out to second base. So one man out. And timeout is called. Nate Solis is coming in and he wants to talk to the defense. Well, he does. This timeout brought to you by Virtual Cavalier.
Here we go, Glenn. Oh, look out here. Look out. Here we go, one. Come on, one.
Ben Schatz standing in. The right-handed batting DH takes a strike, nothing in one count. Jack Sumdahl at second, Jake Solsing at first, and one man out here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. Aggies and the Tommies. One pitch, swung on, bounding ball to short. On the second, to Taylor, one and on the first, and two knockers double play. So clock continues 6-4 feet on the plate. Yelling, one hit, one left, and we go to the top of the second, scoreless on the Coots and O'Brien scoreboard. High school baseball from Park River on Expo and Expo FM. Top of the second in North Star Co-op Field in Park River. Jeremy Tice leading it off for Thompson. Takes high, one ball and no strikes. Jeremy will be followed by Gavin Oster and Joe Taylor, 5, 6, and 7 for Thompson again in second. And the 1-0 pitch from Wyatt Dawson. The ball swing and miss, and they're counting out 1-1. Both teams had base runners in the first inning. Bring them home. Swung on, that's popped up. Very shallow center field. Swung down to a very neat for out number one. Man, that brings up Gavin Oster. Right-handed batter. Carlson blowing that gold jersey. Pitch on the way. Fastball swinging a miss. Nothing in on the count. That one tied Oster up a bit. Right in on the hands. There you go, Gavin. Why the 0-1? One ball and then one strike. Coming up at 5 o'clock, the Aggies will play Valley City. We'll have that for you here on Expo and Expo FM. On one pitch, curveball on the inside, Kevin, count 1-2. Coming up on the beat this afternoon from Piedmont Park in Minto, the Mustangs taking on the Claremore Polar Bears at 4:30 behind the beat. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted down the right field line. Almost blew back in foul, but fair, but it stayed foul. 1-2 to Gavin Mosey. The on deck bat was James Taylor. Run ball back at third near the line. Jackson going over the short for 1-2 on the way. Piazza without time. Striking out, looking as Oster, one down, and that goes up Joe Taylor. Taylor, the right-handed batter. Pitch on the way. Third ball. High, one ball and no strikes. Let that ball. Thick wind now from the north, gusting up to about 40 at this point. The pitch, fastball, swinging in keys. It's the breaking pitch. On the camera, that's one. Forecast for rain for tonight. This wind is supposed to settle down at about 2 o'clock. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, bounding ball toward third. Tucker on the last. Hurry up with it. Fires on for up. I never could tell with the side fine play by Tucker. Thompson goes without incident in the second. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score on the Dukes and O'Brien scoreboard. High school baseball from Park River on Expo and Expo FM. And back here at North Star Co-op Field in Park River, we head to the bottom of the second inning. Aggies sending up Torrin Benedict, Kieran Sullivan, and Trace Anderson. 5, 6, and 7. Against Caden Orland. Sitting bench, ready to work. Pitch. And then for the strike, nothing in one to T-Down. Torrin Benedict playing in center field today. Go one on the lane, swung on, foul straight back quickly, nothing in 2. Gavin Oster back near the line at third. Go 2 on the lane, swung on, foul back again as the captain was 1-2. Gamble deep in the hole short. Everyone peering over his glove, the 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, struck him out. With the fastball right by him, one away. That brings up Kieran Sullivan. Sullivan, the right-handed batter, playing in right field. Displayed a pretty good arm performance. Pretty impressed with his arm from that right field corner. Pitch on the way from Lona. Up and away, 1 ball ran in the stretch. Thompson will play the next game as well. Count 2 balls. Thompson's playing shallow the next game. 2-0. So now a hard foul up the way. Thompson will play shallow in the next game. Shallow will have Valley City in the third game. And the Aggies will play Valley City in the final game of the game. 2-1 pitch off the outside corner. Count 2-2. Nice fastball by Lubman. Now nobody on Aggies second inning. We are scoreless. Woodland's pitch, one line miss. As he loses his hat, goes one. And Sullivan goes down. Strike. So 2 men out, brings up Tracy Anderson. Anderson playing in left field today. Pitch, that's not a foul behind the plate. Ogden coming over for a look, and it did drop in play. Gave up on it. He's kind of disappointed with himself that he did. The wind blew it back into play. I think he thought it was out over the fence. The wind brought it back. 1 pitch from Moylan. Up high, down that little one. Again, when we got a north wind like this really benefits off-speed pitching when you're throwing the ball through the pin. 1-1, swung on and missed, and the count the ball moves a little bit better. Got a little more lift. 1-2 to Anderson. And pitch ball on the outside. Moreland strikes out the side in the second inning. We go to the top of the third, scoreless on the Coots and O'Brien scoreboard. High school baseball from Park River on Expo and Expo FM. Yeah, I didn't get the schedule for this.
Yeah.
I knew we were playing Valley City at 5.
Yeah, that's right. We got Shiloh next. I hope I'm not bugging you sitting here.
No,
Okay.
no. Actually, yesterday we did a game against Langdon. Their other announcer was over there, and yeah, that got top of the third we go. No score. Thompson and the Aggies. North Star Co-op showing forward on Expo and Expo FM. Jacob Olson leads off for Thompson. Here at the top of the third inning. Pitch from Wyatt Carlson. Jacob will be followed by Grady Hurst and Mac Michelson. So it's 8-9 back to the top. The Thompson getting pitch. Injured for us, right? In the side corner. Down 1-1. I've gotten to know my cants and strikes zone pretty well over the years, so 1-1 pitch coming. Breaking ball, that's a little high. 2-1 to count. And the crowd gathering on the Aggie Ridge down the first base line. A few more people up there now. Like going to the left. 2-1 pitch. Swung out and there's speed of fastball right by him. Thompson's got some good stuff. 2-2. Jacob Olson. Some ready. Kicks and deals. Swung on, popped up. First base. And over there, we've got Jake Simpson that goes down. We held that one up nicely. So pop up the first for the first half of the third inning, and that brings up Grady Hurst. This game is going about like yesterday's did. We were cruising along through 3 innings, and then all of a sudden, boom, 10 runs. Beautiful pitch on the inside corner, nothing wrong with Grady Hurst. Right-handed batting right fielder. Carlson kicks and delivers. That missed inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michelson waiting on that. One on and it's now 1-2. Trey Sanderson left is fairly deep with the wind blowing at him. 1-2 pitch inside and hit him. Wow. Bronson wants that one inside and hits the number 9 batter. So Thompson has a base runner. One man out. He brings up. That brings him to third in the first inning. Awesome looking in, wind picking up. Swung on and missed. Even one. Again, that was an off-speed pitch, but that had a little extra movement on it, standing to the outside part of the plate. First gets his lead. Pitch, swing and miss. Count quickly, 0-2. Both breaking balls. Almost 2 strikes. Fastball swung on line into center, and that's a base hit. Running to the gap, and he should get a run home. Dropping the ball, he held it in the center field, losing. And it's an RBI double for Nicholson. Makes it 1-0 Thompson. That one just got right into that right center field gap. Ended up playing over toward left center. Had no chance to get to. Eli Gemmel, the batter. So the hit batter comes in to score. And the pitch to Gemmel swung on and has nothing to run it down. Gemmel grounded to short in the first inning. Thompson on the board with their first hit, but leading 1-0 at the top of the third. It's outside and pulling 1-0 Gemmel. Great for Carlson, swinging and missing a high fastball. We got 1-2 Gemmel. Yeah, that better. Jets out. Thinking 2 pitch fastball swing. I won't stick him out. Goes down on strikes, 2 away, and that brings up Dex Hoppin. Dex walked in first inning. Next 2 batters now are lefties for Thompson. Pitch up away. Stop. Thompson looking in. Wilson getting his lead at second pitch. The outside point to the count in 1-1.
Here we go, Dex. You got one.
Wyatt taking his time out there. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Pitch. Going brings out another lefty, Kalen Wallen. Hayden Wallen. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, and once again, R.J. Anderson in to run for Dex Hoppin. So Woodland, a chance to get his team another run, maybe 2. Pitch. Doing first strike, nothing away. Right on the outside corner, that ball's in 1 strike. Jack Sundahl shifting Trey Sanderson towards toward left center. The pitch swung on and slapped to third. Tucker Umdahl up with it, throws to first in time, and that retires. They do get a run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the third. Thompson 1, the Aggies nothing on the Toots and O'Brien scoreboard. You're listening to high school baseball from Park River on Expo and Expo FM. Colton Gravlin swinging at the first pitch, and he gives it a ride deep to left, and one hop the fence. Gravlin hits the bag at second. He is racing for third, and the throw is late. A silent triple. The Colton Gravlin on the first pitch for the third inning. Gravlin got that up in the wing, and he just carried it rolled all the way to the fence. Jeremy Tice was able to get over there to get it back in, but not before Gravlin standing at third, and that brings up Owen Brown, the second baseman. Pitch up on the strikes to Brown. 1-0 Thompson here in the bottom of the third. The Aggies trying to get it back right away. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, and now 1-1 to Brown. Caden Williams struck out the side in the second inning. He fired one right down the middle of Gravlin, and Gravlin punished it. 1-1 pitch, swinging and miss. The guy now 1-2 to Brown. Jackson Umdahl hitting on deck. Second hit. 1-2 on the line. It's great to come out of a commercial break and hear me yelling about Colton Gravlin, screaming around the bases. 2-2 to Owen Brown. Into the one. The pitch. In there for strike two on the other side corner. Now goes Brown one away, and it brings up Jack Umdahl. Woodland, that's his fourth strikeout. Umdahl signaled in the first and stole second. Woodland's pitch, breaking ball low, gets stopped by off, and 1-0 strikes the counts. And the fifth throw ball missed outside. Down 2-0 Umdahl. At the third. 1 man out. Aggies down 1-0. Bottom of the third. 2-0 pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Good fastball. Down 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Up and away. 3-1. Balls, 1 strike to Umdahl. Up pitch. Foul back. So it's 3-2. Jake Stolson waiting on deck. If you missed it yesterday, Noah Schroffler been knocked on the lineup. Lower body injury. Pitch swung on, slot foul to third, and Tom Magnuson knocks that down over there. That count with Gaines. 3-2. Pitch on the left. Swung on, and that's on the left. Coming over quickly, Michelson, and he is not able to come up to the ball. He got by it. He goes out right field corner. And he says the ball out of play. So Umdahl going back to second, but he's got an RBI double. And in the score comes Gravlin. And the Aggies have tied it at 1. Now the umpire is deciding whether they want to leave Jackson at second or leave Jackson third or send him back to second. Now they're going to leave him at third. Call that a triple and an RBI. So 2 triples in the inning for the Aggies. That brings up Jake Solsing. Now the infield comes in for Thompson. Open's pitch. At the outside corner, 1. Solsing walked in the first inning. That 1 pitch. First ball very high and count 1-1. So triples by Gravlin and Jack Sumdahl, and we're even at 1-1 here in the third inning. 1-1 pitch in the first strike. Outside corner, we count 1-2. Kick, sitting deals. Up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jeremy Tice shaded well over toward left center field. Way over. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So full count to Solsing. Pitch and foul tipped into the man at strike 3. 5 strikeouts now for Caden Waterman. 2 men out. Thompson infield can relax, but only a little bit because Tucker Rundall's coming up. He popped out the second by the infield fly rule. Last time up pitch, fastball number 1. A ball and no strikes. Again, Woodland uses his cap. Easy to do in this win. Swung on, batting ball, swing short, Elon again, Montgomery's it up. Guns over the first, and Schumacher retired the side. So the damage minimized. The Aggies get a run on a couple of triples. There were no errors, and a man left on. We go to the top of the 4th, tied at 1 on the Creeks and O'Brien scoreboard. High school baseball from Park River on Expo and Expo FM. Tice leading picks off for Thompson here in the top of the 4th back. On Thompson 1. Pitch to Tice, swung on and fouled at plate. No balls and 1 strike. Jeremy Tice flew out to 7 in the second. The run will be followed by Gavin Extra in June 5, 6, and 7. Thompson 2 and 4. And Carlson's pitch. Breaking ball swung up, grounded in the hole at 73 for base 6. So Jeremy Tice on with Thompson's second hit, and that brings up Gavin Oster. Tommy, third baseman, struck out looking in the second inning. Now the Aggies will tighten up into double play depth. Tucker Umdahl innovated double and squaring the bunt, and it's dropped down the third base line. Tucker Umdahl scoops it up and takes it out. Well, the sacrifice works. It was 5-3. You want to put out at first base, and you can second dice. One man out, and that brings up Joe Taylor. Taylor grounded the third in the second inning. 1-1. Top of the fourth. Pitch from Carlson, chef swing, and he goes around for a strike. Nothing one to them. 325 feet down the lines here as we start go out field. 165 and the power out is about 370 straight to the center pitch. Two. Joe Taylor. Some pitch. Fast off. Slow kick at it. Back. Runners at first and second. That brings up Jacob Olson. Olson popped to the first baseman in the third inning. First and second, one man out. Pitch landing, one ball and no strikes. So tied at 1-1. Thompson got there. Both teams got their runs in the third inning. Nice away from second on the ground, holding him there. The pitch missed out at someone. Down 2-0. Well, the fourth inning was the dread inning for the Aggies yesterday. The Cardinals put 10 on them in the fourth inning. 2-0 the count to Olson. That pitch left to him. The count 2-1. Brady Hurst waiting on deck. Well, actually, he's not on deck yet. He's scheduled up next. 2-1 pitch inside behind him. 3-1 the count. All right, throw it out. Okay, there. At the belt. The 3-1 pitch. He's got outside ball 4 and 11. So the base is loaded. One man out, and Brady Hurst the batter. Hit by a pitch and scored in the third inning. Out to talk with Wyatt Carlson, trying to settle him down a bit. Close enough to this will be his 60th pitch of the game. It's his loaded with one out on the pitch on the way. Side, on ball and no strikes, and he wouldn't put him. The line, Carlson's 1-0 offering. Swung on and lifted in the air. Shallow center. And coming down, we're not able to make the play. And the throw to second gets the out there. Owen Brown cannot make the catch, but he did get the force out. And one in to score. So it officially goes as a hit and an RBI. Tyson to score. Taylor moves to third and forced out. At second base with Jacob Olson. That brings up Matt Michelson. Pitching away, 1 ball and no strikes. 2-1 Thompson here in the top of the fourth. Michelson grounding the third and doubled in a run. Owen Brown just couldn't find that ball in the wind. We got a block, I believe, call. Yep. Block called on Carlson. Now Brett Umdahl coming out. He wants to chat with his pitcher. As he does that, we'll take this guy back. Brought to you by. That guy said had a lower body injury. Well, he's in there pitching now. Noah Troutman is on for Wyatt Carlson. 41 Thompson and standing at second is Grady Hurst. The batter Matt Michelson swings and listens at a high fastball and down 1-1. So Noah Troutman on in relief of Wyatt Carlson in the top of the fourth. Troutman steps second. The 1-1 pitch. Yeah, being outside. Count on it too. I think this is a case of Red Umdahl not wanting to let another inning get away like yesterday did. Troutman's 1-2 pitch, swung on him, then struck him out, and that retires the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left for Thompson. And at the end of 3.5, it is Tommies 3, Aggies 1 on the Coots and O'Brien scoreboard. You're listening to high school baseball from Park River on Expo and Expo FM. Aggies here on the bottom of the fourth inning, 3-1 on the Coots and O'Brien scoreboard. Williams pitches low for a ball, 1-0. Shots will be followed by Torrin Bennett and Kieran Sullivan. Ben grounded into a 6-4-3 double play in the first. Takes a strike and a count 1-1. 3-1 Tommies. In the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-1 pitch. Inside and hit him. So shots is on. Well, he spends the winter getting hit by hockey pucks, so I don't think a baseball hitting is much of a problem. Jordan Bennett is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes the counts. And now we're getting, I believe, is a courtesy runner coming in for shots. That's Steve Anderson. And they got the number on the warm-up jacket. 1-0 to count for T-Ben. That pitch spins inside. Two balls and no strikes. Say it's either better. I am sure it could be Connor Burnout. Pitch is a strike in the count now, 2-1. And Williams pitch, fastball right down the heart of the plate, 2-2. Set checks first, the pitch shot high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Could have got an easy like better there at first base. Pitch from Royland on the outside front, struck in one rookie. And Bennett goes down and strikes. I believe that's a half dozen now for Caden Williams. It is. Kieran Sullivan struck out in the second. Williams ready to pitch. High for a ball. Middle infield, a double play depth. Gemmel at short. And Taylor at second. Williams ready to pitch. Swing on and yes, took a little off here and Sullivan out in front. Got 1-1. Third baseman Gavin Oster well off the line over there. Williams comes set the 1-1 pitch. We're going to miss. Foul tip the net. Yeah, 1-2 to Sullivan. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on for thought. I believe that will now play. The count we're down to 1-2. Minnesota Twins in action tonight in Cleveland. Play the Guardians. Opening a big 3-game series there in Cleveland. 1-2 on the way. Swung on and that's pushed finally the other way, right? Now it remains 1-2 to Kevin Sullivan. Trace Anderson, the on deck batter. Set. Another pitch. Moving back at second, Bennett, he holds there. So the Aggies now have the time runs on. It's 1 man out. That brings up Trace Anderson. Anderson struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Reed Thompson. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The letter is Royland pitch. Fastball swing on that smacking the number down. Hope you enjoyed the coffee and donuts this morning. You know, Mike Cruz out on at Fair Oaks on the golf course right now. Hopefully that wind must be wreaking havoc out there. Swing and a miss by Anderson. Lay out in front of the changeup and count 0-2. Bolton Graveline, who tripled his last time up, waiting on deck. The pitch, breaking the ball point. Count down 1-2 to Trace Anderson. And timeout. Deck's off and coming out. Chat with Caden Williams.
Yeah.
Interesting rates, 1-2 to count to them. The pitch, missed high and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jefferson waits. Woodland ready. Pitch swung on it. Missed. Anderson goes down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Caden Woodland. 2 and out. Bolton Bradland stands in. Bradland took the first pitch he saw in the 3rd inning and drove it to the left field fence for a triple. So Bradland has only faced 1 pitch on this game. Woodland looking in. And pitch. We're getting many strikes to Bradland. Owen Brown, the on-deck batter for the Aggies. 2 on, 2 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Thompson leading with 3-1. Pitch. Swung off, out straight back, and count 1-1. I tell you, Fulton doesn't get cheated up there. Takes big rips. Counts. Williams pitch, missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Second pitch, swung on and missed. Bradland going right through that one in the count 2-2. So Woodland 1 pitch away from getting out of a jam here in the bottom of the 4th. Here it comes inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners will be moving. 2 out. 1 set. Waits. Here's the pitch. It's not out there. So the Aggies with a big chance now. Bases loaded. 2 men out. Owen Brown coming to the plate. Brown struck out in the 3rd inning. Now Connor Bernhoff coming in to run for catcher Colton Bradland. Brown standing in a big moment here for home, pitching something away. 1 ball and 1 strikes. Orland struggling to find a plate here. 1-0 the count. The pitch and for strike outs and we got 1-1. Third, Sullivan 2nd. We're not aiming for Bradley at first. The pitch high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Up and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. So Loyland in danger of walking the number 9 batter in the process, walking in a run. 3-1 pitch. Swung on again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 18 count. It's a moving. Here we go. Pitch swung on and huge strikeout for Loyland. And that is his 8th, and the Aggies come up empty in inning number 4. We go to the top of the 5th. 3-1 Thompson on the Pizza O'Brien score. And to the top half of the fifth, we go Eli Gemmel against Hamilton Trumfield and takes a good time of 1 ball and no strikes. Aggies leaving the bases loaded in the fourth. And they trail here 3-1, top of the fifth. The one out of Gemmel swung on, moved down to the left side of the infield. Tucker Umdahl picks it up and fires it over to first to Jake Solson, flying the one against 5-3. Jeff Sobden, the catcher, walked and was hit by a pitch. He will be followed by Caden Lewin. So Ogden standing in against Noah Troff, moving on and waiting for Wyatt Carlson. And the first one on, car foul up and away to the left. Nothing in one to count to Ogden. Sucker 1 ball back at third. Jackson ball in the hole at short. The 0-1 pitch coming. Missed up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Torn better to shading around toward left center. From Trofty. Missed outside. Some in strike to Ogden. And again, later today, the Aggies will play Valley City. That one's scheduled for 5 o'clock. We'll have it here. Pitch upstairs, and you count now 3-1. And of course, Midway Minto hosting Larimore at Paddock Field at 4:30. Mike Allen will have that on the beat. So a lot of baseball to wrap up the week. 3-1 pitch. Out the outside corner. 3-2 with Dex on the 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, pitch. In the air strike. Wow, 2 away. And it's up for Caden Loyal. I think Dex thought that pitch was a bit high. Loyal reached on a choice and grounded to third. Roth Rubin in the line, the pitch missed outside. Third ball started, never got back. Fastball swung up, landed back up the middle. Jack Sundahl dives, grabs it, and guns to first. By Jack Sundahl. And the Tommies go reasonably without incident in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth, stretch time at North Star Go-Out Field in Park River. Thompson 3, the Aggies 1. Next school baseball from Park River on the beat. Jack Sundahl leading off the Aggie 5th inning, takes the ball from Caleb Moylan. Top of New York for the Aggies here in the 5th, and he strike. Count down 1-1. Jack's tripled and singled. He is 2 for 2. He's driven in a run. Jake Solson waiting on deck. The 1-1 for Moylan inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Thompson with a 3-1 lead, 2 runs in the top of the fourth. The difference in this 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up. Wide of the plate, Ogden coming over and unable to get it is the first baseman Schumacher, who overran it just a bit. Again, the wind blew it back toward the infield. Count now 2-2 to Jack Sundahl. And a lot of windward pop-ups falling to the ground today due to this wind. Pitch swung up, and that's popped up. Shallow left, and racing out is Kendall. Can't come up with it. And that drops. And that is a base hit. Third hit of the day for Jack Sundahl. And it brings up Jake Solsing. Solsing, the time run at the plate, walked and struck out. And the pitch. Fastball swung on. Pops down with your grandstand. Nothing at one counts. Jake Solsing. And that the letter is the pitch for one. Gets away from Opel and Jack Sundahl over to second base. Involved with one strike on a wild pitch. Sundahl was second, still nobody out. The 1-1 count to James Solsing. Tucker Sundahl on deck. One pitch missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's Jeremy Tice swinging around toward left center. 2-1 pitch here from Loma. Swung on and now to the right center. Tice not getting this one. It dropped in the gap. And down comes Jack Sundahl to score. Jake Solsing being waved to third, and he's in there with another triple of the game for the other. Now they trail 3-2 with a tying run to third base with nobody out for Tucker Sundahl. Back to second, he grounded to short. So 3 triples for the Aggies. They have 6 hits in the game. Pitch hits up. So Sundahl takes one on the right shoulder, on the left shoulder, and goes to first base. So now he is the go-ahead run at first. And that brings up Ben Schatz. Schatz grounded into a 6-4-3 double play, and he was hit by a pitch. In this game, we have had 5 hit batters. First and back safely. Stop Sundahl. Thompson leading 3-2, but they're on the ropes. Here in the bottom of the fifth, the Aggies have a win. Pitch outside. Throw to second. Nobody is there. The president's in the field. And on the score from Solsing. Tucker holds it third. That's another on deck's Aggie. So error on the catcher allows the runner to go to second, and scoring is Jake Solsing, and we're all tied at 3. It's swung on and fouled away by Schatz, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Ogden came up throwing when Tucker took off for second, but nobody was covering. Nobody went to the bag. 1-1 pitch. And that hit Schatz. For the second time, he's hit by a pitch. Jeremy Tice in the pitch now for the Thompson Tommies. Caden Loyland moves out to right. Grady Hurst moves to center. Jordan Bennett of the batter. Running something. Yeah. Tie game. Pitch to Ron Woodland. Involved in next step. It's even. Well, went to third, getting back safely as Tucker Rundall. Jordan Bennett has struck out twice. Once in the second, once in the fourth. Bottom of the fifth inning. Coach got the outside point for a strike and getting on 1-1. Better than do. It's coming. So I'm not even going to stop that. That's actually kind of going off the field. It's not for them. Pitch just outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to run off. Weighing on deck is Kieran Sullivan. Yeah, Chairman says come say. 2-2 pitch. Run 3-2. Full count to burn off. We'll see if their shots gets in. Pitch. Ball 4. And they are loaded. That brings up Kieran Sullivan. Still nobody out. And now Jeremy Tice coming over to the dugout for something, not sure what. Kieran Sullivan struck out in single. Now the Tice having trouble with his pitching hand. Looks like he's got a little blood on it. Mike Hanson over to see what's going on. He's almost trying to plug up the leak there. Again, coming up later, 5 o'clock, the Aggies take on Valley City. We'll have that here on Expo Radio and Expo FM. On the beat this afternoon, Padmont Field, Midway Minto Mustangs take on the Larimore Polar Bears. It's going to be a big day in the region Monday. Mike Allen will be here for the Aggies and the Spoilers. It's a 4:30 start. That'll be a big game in Region 4 as we head toward the region tournament, which is less now than 10 days away.
14.
So Jeremy Tice ready to work once again, and Kieran Sullivan stands in. Pitch. Snack to the ball, 1-0. Bases loaded, nobody out. 3-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. Aggies already played it 2. Coaching up their strike and carry on moving on. Strike. Pitch in it for strike 2, bailing down and then Sullivan. And so the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And pitch. Swung on and a fisted pop foul. No chance for Ogden to get to that. Yeah, it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. That breaking ball got him right on part of the plate and down against Kieran Sullivan. That brings up the beats. Jorgensen. Jorgensen pitch hitting. Squaring to butt, the bunted foul because all in 1 strike.
Hands. 24.
I think in one account to Jorgensen is gonna check his play card. Slide it back into his pocket. Runner coming. And the bunt is laid down, and Reeves pretty much tricked over Tucker Underall. And that goes 5-4. But Underall on to score. 54 on the put out of six, but Great Aggies with an RBIs on the score comes Tucker Underall, and everybody else moves up a notch in the Aggies lead. On the score 4-3. That brings up Bolton Gravelin. It's a slow over right of the mound, picked up by Tyson. He flips it to the side of the side. The Aggies pick forward and three, then we'll try through and facing Jeremy. That's Gavin Oster and Joe Taylor, 5, 6, and 7. Connor Bernhoff playing third base now, and Tucker Mundell using the center. Pitch swung on, lifted in the air to the right field. Kieran Sullivan under it. That'll be done. That's one pitch for the night. Here in the sixth. I think he's about Dick Thompson 62. They have 3 triples in this game. Gavin Oster. Oster struck out. That's sacrifice. They 1 ball and no strikes. Coming up, Thompson will play Shadow Christian next. It's a full day of baseball after the pitch 1 minute, so down on 1-1. So come on out, grab a burger, and then enjoy and pay baseball. This wind should die down about early afternoon, according to the forecast. 1-1 pitch, swung on and breaking down the right, drops it and count now 1-2. So waits, but moving. Here it goes. Got him. Stop. So then out, it brings up Joe Taylor. Thompson, second baseman, grounded to third, was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Pitch from drop through it. For a long one around. Christian will play Thompson next. They will play Valley City third game. The Aggies have Valley City to wrap the day up. 1-0 on bounding ball to third on 1 hop. Connor Bernhoff grabs it and runs his last to fourth from Jake Solson, and Thompson goes to that incident in the 6th. We go to the we head to the bottom of the sixth. Aggies leading 4-3, and back to the bottom of the order for the Aggies. Ryan Brown. Then got to the top of Jack Sundahl and Jake Solsing. Swinging and miss by Brown to count nothing with one. Owen has a pair of kings struck out in the third and in the fourth. Fastball swung on down at foul wide of third, and the count quickly on 2 to Owen Brown. Jack Sundahl waiting on deck. He's 3 for 3 today. 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, but goes down on strikes, and the throw goes down to first by Ogden to get him. This is a drop to third, 2-3. If you're scoring one away, and it brings up Jack Sundahl. Sundahl 2 singles and a triple. He is driven in a run. Pitch on the way from Jeremy Tice. Aggies 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Thompson 3 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. Pitch on the outside corner for a strike and count 1-1. Tice hits and pitch low. On the count. Shallow Christian is here. They're setting up over on the first base side. 2-1 pitch. Miss low to count 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Tice kicks and delivers, and that's in there. Nice breaking ball, strike 2. Full count to Jack's. Jake Solsing waiting on that. Thompson 3 at the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and a weak number up the first base line, but it spins like a top foul. That remains 3-2. Jack Sundahl didn't even drop the bat. He carried the bat with him all the way up the line. Full count to the Aggie shortstop. Tice looking in. They out pitched. Got the outside corner strike 3. He's good for the fastball. So 2 strikeouts for Jeremy Tice here in the 6th, and that brings up Jake Solsing. Jake walked, struck out, and tripled in a run. He also scored 1. Pitch from Tice. Swung on, bounding ball to first, and Schumacher backing up on it, flips it to Tice to the far side. The Aggies go with that incident in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. It's Aggies 4, Thompson 3 on the Coots and O'Brien scoreboard. You're listening to high school baseball from Park River on Expo Radio and Expo FM. Start co-op field in Park River. Aggies 4, Thompson 3. Noah Troffner been facing 8-9-1. And Thompson with Jacob Wilson reversed and Matt Ferguson. Jacob Olson popped to first and walked. Away from Troffner. In 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th to come from 3-1 down. And the Troffner been trying to nail it down. Pitch it down. In the counts. 1 ball and 1 strike. He picks the 1-1 pitch. Getting it for strike 2. Fastball. The count. We've been lights and fires, breaking balls, swinging on the wrist, struck him out. It brings up Brady Hurst. Hurst was hit by a pitch and single. He has scored a run and driven in one. We've been nodding into Graveline in the pit. Going on, lightning to center field, and that's a base hit. Brady Hurst making his case for player of the game. He's putting the tying run on first with the 1 man out. It brings up Mac Michelson. Randy the third doubled in a run and struck out. So tying run at first, 1 man out. We're on the top of the 7th inning. What's Rob Rubin's pick? Yeah, post game report brought to you by First United Benefit Insurance, which will include again, people back in motion and chiropractic clinics at Grafton, Park River, and Cavalier. Hooks them out. And count 2-0. You feel that double plays out. Eli Gamble waiting on deck for the Tommies. 2-0 pitch. Got the inside corner for the strike and count 2-0. We've been looking in. I don't know if first wants to risk retying one over there at first by trying to swipe second. Good swing and miss. And the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He comes in. And the 2-3 pitch swung on, bounding ball right side on Brown into the dive, makes the play, and gets the run at third. And Brown diving to his left to make a fine play, and the tying run moves to second. And that brings up Eli Gemmel. Gemmel grounded to short, struck out, and grounded to third. 2 out, tying run at second, Aggies lead 4-3. Top of the 7th inning. Second pitch, breaking ball in the first swing. Hoping you want to count the galley. Checks the runner at second. The pitch high for the block. Ball 1 strike. They're going to have to even with the bag at third. Rob Rubin's pitch. Bird ball. Got the inside corner for a strike. And we got 1 and 2. Yeah. Looking at each other up here in the booth going, 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Gemmel. The pitch fastball. Hang on and get the win. Here in game 1 of this 4-way baseball day here in Park River. They win it by the final score of 4-3. When we get back, we will have our post-game report.